Yep.
The hell, yeah. Come on, what are we
I look
doing?
all right now?
Yes, a whole lot better now. Okay,
right.
are you better?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
I'm good. We're live, right?
We are, except that I think I'm imagining something because I see Brett Caruso dropping a $50 bill here.
Brett, what the heck, man? Far too kind. Way too kind, DK.
It's appreciated. We know that. Anything that keeps the show vibrant and healthy and all that other stuff, we will take it. Brett Caruso, you when you make it into town next time, coffee's on us, right?
Man, we might have a sit dog with him. He says a hot dog shop across the street from you, right? That's what we ought to start offering up. Dinner. I'll for sure be up this fall too, DK. It's gonna be a good time.
That's right. Oh, wait, there's also an NFL draft.
There is a draft, and I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. We can talk about this if you want to, DK. You're looking for me to do something.
Yeah, it's like the old guy on Breaking Bad. Remember, there was, you know what I'm talking about?
The bell.
Ding, all right,
here we go.
Salamanca was the character's name.
Salamanca, that's who he was.
Yeah.
By the way, Better Call Saul is back up. I think the newest season is too, by the way, if you're into that, because I love that show. Okay.
This is the Brett Caruso episode of the Ramon
That's what we're naming it.
Show. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. We roll however you want to today, Brett.
That's right. The other thing we might discuss today, in addition to Brett Caruso, is that the Steelers made a draft pick last night, and Broderick Jones of Georgia is in the fold. Actually, he's in the building. He's here. He's in Pittsburgh. He's going to be introduced to the assembled media in 25 minutes. And he is not even 22 years old.
No. He
has experience on both sides of the football. And you tell me, Moan, you watched him. Do you believe in him?
I got his breakdown. Okay.
I want to hear just yes or no right there. Do you believe in him?
Yes, I do. First and foremost, to answer that question, I do believe in him. But he's a young guy in this league, and he's got to grow. Okay, that's fair. This is what I had to say about. We ready for my breakdown on Broderick Jones? By the way, there were 3 guys in this draft that I thought were very high on the list, and there was one more too that went top 10. That was Darnell Wright. I didn't have Darnell in my top 10. After hearing more folks talk about him, I got more intimate conversations about him. I get why Chicago took him, but our guy we're speaking about right now is Broderick Jones.
Yep.
3 dudes led the way this entire offseason when it came down to offensive tackles. I'll be the first one to tell you, I did not think we were taking a tackle. Now that I look at the reasons why, I knew what I knew about Broderick Jones all the way anyhow. And again, you wrote an article about this. Yeah, Sam's bro.
We're retiring after this show.
I'm here for it, okay? But much appreciated. You will go to a better establishment, okay? That's what we'll say. We'll get coffee and dessert for you, okay, Sam's bro?
$60 from Sam's bro. Go ahead, Ron.
But here's my breakdown on Broderick Jones. And a little of this may be before I did the combine and stuff like that, but it's very accurate in what I had to say and what the experts had to say, too. Broderick Jones, five-star athlete out of high school. Says a lot about him. No sacks on his way to back-to-back national championships given up this year. 0. 1 false start. Smart guy for such a young player.
I hadn't heard that.
False start. Had the second most snaps on their offense behind their quarterback. What is their quarterback name this past year? Stetson Bennett.
I can't get past 1 false start.
1 false start, man, on that offense. You watch him walk, and you could tell he's got really good feet. Just look at him. Look at the Steelers video of him walking through the airport. The guy is a light flight on his feet, man. Just an all-around athlete. He's quick, good power, good explosiveness. This is what probably got him to Pittsburgh. As now we look at I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm excited about this pick.
I can tell. Yeah, because
I'm excited about this pick.
You're always going to be that guy within your room. And your whole room was like this, where you're going to be impressed with agility, speed, and grace for the big men.
Yes.
And the number one thing that jumps out to me about the Broderick Jones film, and this is not going to be super technical on anybody here, he doesn't look big because he's moving in a certain way, especially when you see those blocks down the field. And I know I've heard some of the highlights and people criticizing the highlights. Well, all he got was a cornerback. He got a cornerback 20 yards downfield.
Come on.
Okay? That's what I'm talking. And he didn't look like it was an offensive lineman down there.
You know who else used to do that on film? NFL films, to be exact. Marquise Pouncey was down the sideline like this, okay?
Just glide. What was the word you used?
Just gliding, okay?
Gliding, yeah.
So let me finish up. This is my thing. Quick, good power and good explosiveness. That right there is what will catch your eye as an offensive lineman. What are you doing to finish blocks? What are you doing down the field? Are you lumbersome when you move? No, this guy ain't lumbersome when he moves. He is light-footed, okay? And I'll get to that, DK, when we start speaking about the dynamics of what this offense should be. So let's continue on. I just put this on there because he's super young, very unpolished, though. He's got some stuff he's got to work on, but his athletic ability covers up for those types of things. You guys just selected a top 3 tackle in the NFL draft.
Among a good class.
At number 14.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen. All right, continuing on. His athleticism, as I just told you, allows him to let defenders into his body, and that shouldn't be the case. That'll be something that has to be fixed. He will have to learn quick at the next level. He has the ability to set and wait because he's so quick. He's so good. He's also very good with his hands, too. They do get wide, but he's got really good feet. And he has the ability to really move his body around in a fashion that could be amazing for him on the next level. I said this. I can see this kid being a Pro Bowl left tackle, okay? Or if necessary, and I don't think he really wants to, he could move inside. There's a caveat, but I don't think that's something that he wants to do. He's been a primarily left tackle. Leave him at left tackle. Again, hear me out when I say this slowly, DK. He's been a primary left tackle.
Oh, that.
Yeah, one more time for the people in the back. He has been a primary left tackle. He doesn't play guard. He doesn't play center. He's not moving over to the right side. He has been. Can I say it one more time?
Yeah, I will jump in
left tackle
and point out that when we spoke with Broderick last night over a quick conference call right after his they put this device in the middle of the media room, and we walk over there and we listen to it, and one of the things that Broderick pointed out himself was that at Georgia they used, as you saw on film, 3-man rotation.
Yep.
And within that 3-man rotation, the Georgia coaching staff insisted that they would make sure that they got plenty of reps at both tackle positions. So he actually got a lot of reps, practice reps at right tackle. He has played it in a game, but he is for real. What again?
A left tackle.
He is definitely a left tackle.
This to me takes us back to 2012.
Mm-hmm.
When there was a guy that was a starter that played right guard, but they drafted a right guard that only played right guard. What did that guy ended up playing?
I think he slid over to the left, if memory serves.
And that guy that was drafted in the first round played right guard.
He stayed right where he was.
He stayed right where he was.
Well, let's do that, Moan. Let's go to the current offensive line, the state of the offensive line. I asked both Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin about it last night. They gave me the answer that you would expect. Omar's response was, the best 5 offensive linemen are going to play. What's he going to say?
That's what he's supposed to.
And Mike Tomlin said it's too early for that. We have to hang on. We have to go through team development process was the 3-word phrase that he gave me. And I respect that. And I understand that they're not going to walk into a press conference area and the first time I ask an annoying question, end Dan Moore's career.
Yeah.
Okay. However, this is when I really want to get your thoughts on today, because as much texting as you and I did last night, this didn't come up. When you're talking about he's going to be 22 in 2 weeks, by the way, Broderick Jones.
Yeah,
okay?
Young guy.
22-year-old, never seen the National Football League, never seen Ravens, Bengals, Browns, any of that stuff, okay? Whereas Dan Moore will be entering what would be his third year as a starter. I had people tell me last night at that facility, do not count Dan Moore out. I was surprised to hear that. This was after the pick, by the way.
That's fair.
Okay? I was surprised to hear that. I think it was because of Jones's age and inexperience. But you tell me, can you take someone like that at left tackle and say, here, save Kenny Pickett's life?
You know what? Yeah. Isaac Seumalo, man, has a lot of play in this. He does. He just simply does. I had a conversation with one of my guys on the team recently, and I was just like, leadership skills got to step up a little bit more. Just simply because, like, you know the culture, you know the expectations, a lot of new members inside of that room, and having the ability to let them understand, look, it's a little bit different when you play Baltimore. It's a little bit different when you play Cincinnati and Cleveland, okay? Like, that's the next steps. And not just full transparency. There was nothing else we had to say behind it, but it was true. I was like, yo, your leadership has to step up just a little bit more in guiding them, leading them. Like, you can't let those dudes take over in that forefront because you're seasoned now. You've been with us. You with this young group. You've seen the change over inside of that room that older veteran guys are that they're privy to. That's a beautiful place to be at. Again, I agree with you. I think the idea that they're going to make Broderick Jones earn this is fair. If I'm right-minded and I'm Dan Moore, he's a friggin' Texan, okay? I hate to make it sound like that, but there's a style of ball and there's a respect factor that goes into what they feel about themselves. You've been around Texans before, right, DK?
Oh, yeah.
They're strong-minded people. Dan Moore should go down fighting whatever it takes. I would also tell Dan Moore this. If they draft a guy that only plays left tackle, he either better beat him out, pull an Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, or he better be flexible when it comes down to where he want to continue his career.
Well, that's the thing that jumps out more than anything else here. Dan Moore has to take this as a challenge.
Oh, my.
Not just to his tenure with the Steelers, okay? But now – you have been cast. You have been painted to all 32 NFL teams as a player that the Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't trust with that position long term. I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. That just literally played out on a national stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The Steelers needed, and still as we're speaking, continue to need defensive line, inside linebacker, cornerback, slot corner, whatever it is. And they instead said, no. We're going to replace Dan Moore.
Yeah.
And that, man, how do you bounce back from that, Moan? What's your approach? What's your attitude when it happens?
DK, this is the thing. You got to be mentally strong for this game. Again, either you're getting better or you're getting worse or you're getting out. That's how it goes in the NFL. There's no other way around it. DK, do you know how many drafts I had to go through and fight guys to kick off the roster? I came in with a guy, right?
Yeah.
He was a draft pick. I wasn't. I lasted. He didn't. The next year, they end up getting another guy after that. I can name off the guys if you want me to, DK, when it really boils down to what they do and how this league rolls, man. Like Marcus ended up coming in. There was another guy that ended up coming in. Keith Williams supposed to be the guy to take my job from Nebraska. He didn't make it, okay, DK? We can continue down this list when we're talking about guys. The cash will come in. I slide over. That year, I feel like the next year they had another guy that ended up that could have been a guy to replace me. This ain't new news in the NFL. You saw Omar and Coach Tomlin's face today, did you not?
Oh, yeah.
Coach Tomlin had a smile. I've never seen this man smile so much in my life. We
can talk about that in the next segment. I have stuff to say about Tomlin's. Okay.
I got a lot for this, man. And I have to tell anybody what's happening to Dan Moore happened to me. I empathize with him, but I can say I don't sympathize for it because that's just the business of it. So we'll continue this conversation, DK, right after this break, man. This is a good day for us.
Yeah, in fact, I've just been told that the next segment is the only one that matters.
Oh, you talking about All Hey Mom, where we take all their questions and everything?
I believe that's the one.
Yeah, let's do that.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
We have got the Hey Moans lined up. They are through the ceiling here for everybody. First, I want to share with you that we have all kinds of cool, fun things here. I don't even know what a super sticker is, but Don just got one.
Appreciate you, Don.
Yeah, this is the second day, I believe, of our members. No, third day of our memberships being there. We just crossed through 100 memberships, which is actually really kind of cool. If you are a member, you get access to all kinds of amazing new Ramonjis.
Yeah.
Ramonjis. There's one of Ramon. There's one of the Hey Moan shouting through the megaphone, whatever else. If you really don't like something, there's a Browns helmet available to you. It's kind of the equivalent of our poop emoji. And if you're really desperate to be entertaining here, there's one of me as well. So we've got all kinds of fun toys. Just find the join button or poke around. My understanding is the YouTube platform is a little different.
Yeah, it is. But we appreciate all you guys for joining us. And DK, I feel like you got to tell us about the number 3, man, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, look at that. Casey comes in like right in the clutch. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's really good. They know it. No,
there's no they. It's Casey.
I mean, Casey. we'll call him out. Casey, you're right. You're right about that. My bad, Casey.
That's how it works. This is like when Ramon stood up during a practice, Latrobe, the day that Cam Hayward got one of his extensions. and everyone else is stretching and quiet, and Mike Tomlin's the only one standing on the field, exercising his coaching authority over everybody. And number 73 stands up in the middle of Chuck Knoll Field and yells out to be heard across the hilltops.
Yeah.
Cam got paid.
That's my guy, man. Celebrate him. I love it.
One of my favorite Steelers moments ever, and it wasn't even in a game. Cam wanted to die.
He did, but he had to get called out like that, didn't he?
At the Get-Go Cafe and Market, quality is at the core of every menu item. 3 expert chefs fine-tune every detail so that every sub, burger, salad, wrap, drink, and app is crafted for craveability. Order your favorite entry at the Get-Go Cafe and Market and do so in time for tonight's day 2 of the draft. This is a perfect thing to be doing on draft day. They've got anything you want, fresh, hot, cold. It's made right in front of you. It's good stuff. Moan, are we ready for some
Yeah, we are, man. Let me go into this Broderick more just a little bit before we start fielding questions, man.
Right.
Again, you said you I don't want to give too much of the article away, but DK, you mentioned the exit that we had. Me, Marquise, DeCastro, Al, Gil, that group right there is the one.
Al, and I mentioned everybody in the he's referring to my column. From this morning on DK Pittsburgh Sports that this was a transfusion that was, and I say this very respectfully considering who's in the other box here, this was overdue.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, meaning our group probably should have been moved out a little bit sooner, and I'm appreciative that they didn't.
Or should have been. My specific thing is they should have been more ready for it.
Well, I'll say this, DK.
You don't have a year and a half where you go.
and truthfully, and I said this before the break, Omar's and Coach Tomlin's relationship has just been openly smiling and happy about transactions that they've made. They're laughing about Omar being aggressive. Mm-hmm. I don't think we got much of this out of Cav when it came down to making moves in the draft. So I'll tell you where they want to be. And Omar actually said it. Omar's like, "No, I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl."
Oh, he did do that, didn't he?
Like, we know the coach and front office speaker, the expectation is to win or Super Bowl. Now, screw that. Omar said that with a laugh. And sometimes you got to look at people laugh behind the truth behind the laugh. He was serious about that. Yeah. And the best way to get that is what he said, to be aggressive. Go get the guy that you were looking for. I thought it was a beautiful thing for them to move up and go take a tackle if you think this is going to be the one to take you over the top. Again, Dan Moore was solid the second half of the season. Mm-hmm. You can't start a season off like this. But the youth movement that they have of high-end talent, to me, has been a phenomenal shift. in the differences between Kev and the differences between Omar and Coach Tomlin pairing so far. You ain't have to pay a whole lot for that. You gave up a 4th rounder to move up 2 spots to get the guy that seemed like somebody else was wanted. Most spots had Broderick Jones around 10 to 15. You got him at 14. Ultimate value pick. Young, impressionable, can make the plays that you need him to. And this is the part that gets me a little bit more too. Physical as heck for a guy his size. And I say that like he's small. This dude is 6'5", 312, 313. So he's not a little guy. He just has a whole lot of inexperience when it comes down to the games he started. He started 19 games, okay? He played in a good bit of them. But he comes from Georgia, who's a pipeline to the NFL right now.
Ooh, you think?
And this is the other thing I kind of question too. He's a young guy that you say, man, I hope he's mature and grows up a little bit. I don't think that's going to be a problem because they said the same thing about George Pickens. Now, whether there was stuff that happened internally that we didn't hear about, even better. George was ready to go. You got a teammate there right now that can tell him, hey, dog, this ain't Georgia anymore. You got to be a pro about what you're doing. That, to me, is as beautiful of a relationship you can possibly have. 2 very young dudes inside the organization that came from the same school that understand the still away now.
Yeah, it means more than most people would think.
It does mean a whole lot more, absolutely.
We're going to get into the Hey Moan segment. First, President Nitty jumps in with, hey, Moan, the Clowns won the draft last night. You know what? They win into everything when there aren't games going on.
You know what? I'm putting the Browns helmets over there on the side. You'll see them pop up in the thing. That's what we feel about the Browns, okay? The Clowns.
Man, Notre Dame Irish Gaming says Michael Mayer and Muth in the red zone. Chef's kiss. We're not getting a tight end.
You know what? I'm with you on that, DK. I'm shocked he fell. I had on my first tight end being taken.
Well, there's been a lot of shock and everything else regarding a lot of guys who fell. We're going to get into our Hey Moans now. I'm going to find it here from Dwayne Pettit. This was one. Hey, DK, do we still get Joey Porter Jr. at 32, and would they let Cam Newton? Where'd that come from?
Wow.
Be Kenny Pickett's backup.
Wow. Cam getting in the league, man, it's a matter of what he wants to accept. I think Cam is a very capable quarterback in this league, and I'll just leave it at that because it's not my decision or yours. I love the idea. Joey Porter Jr., I've seen JPJ show up numerous times on our chat on the side. When a guy slides, go ahead.
Should he be it? They can literally pick right now, the Steelers, as you and I are speaking, any football player on the planet.
They could.
Why would it be him?
Why would it be him?
Or why wouldn't it be him?
Why it would be Joey Porter Jr. because of this. He's long, he's rangy, he can play the ball, he's got a 4.4 speed. You know his pedigree, right? That's the one thing everybody in Pittsburgh is banking on. You know the pedigree, you love the pedigree. But the one question I would have for you guys is this, man. If a guy slid that far, then what's the question marks behind it? His question marks is this. He kind of uses his body a little bit too much to get a little bit grabby at times. That's the biggest thing everybody have to say about him. The DPIs you're probably going to get with a guy like him. I don't know if you can honestly stomach that on this type of defense. Again, the one other thing that's about Joey Porter Jr. is this. Maybe Coach Tomlin's too close to the situation. It's just like me and you with our kids, right? Us with our kids, we're going to look at them way different than how your homeboy or the mother down the street does because, oh, man, they're the greatest ever to them. We look at them like, man, I see this. I don't like that. I don't like this, all while loving them. I think it's okay for Coach Tomlin to love Joey Porter Jr., but not want to do business with him. I like him as a player, but I don't want y'all to be fascinated with the idea that it has to work in Pittsburgh because there's so many people. Kalijah Kancey, he went to Miami. Yeah, I mean, the Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Every guy that you love and know ain't got to be the guy for you. I think he's a great talent, but he slid for a reason.
Yeah, although, I mean, I feel like interjecting here on one thing as it relates to sliding. Everyone, Tomlin, Omar, Andy Weidel, who makes up the big draft board, will tell you they're not impacted by what other teams say or do. So the slide to them isn't going to mean as much as it does to me and you and to the people watching this.
That's true.
They've got their board, and they're going to stick with it. And in the Steelers' eyes, Joey Porter Jr. didn't necessarily slide. He just wasn't their pick at number 14.
Right.
So their next pick is coming up at 7:00 tonight, unless they trade it. And the other guy that I see a lot of people bringing up here, Moan, and Mark Lancaster does it. He says, "Hey, Moan, Joey Porter Jr. or Brian Branch. Branch can play slot corner outside his natural safety position."
Mm-hmm.
What do you? I know you like Branch.
I do like Branch. I like Branch a lot, man. He got put in some bad situations against my college team offense at UT, University of Tennessee. They just schemed him up in a bad way. I don't think NFL teams play that way. He'll have to clean that up, okay? But it was very confusing covering that offense, so that's what it is. But this guy can cover the slot. This guy can be an eraser on the back end of the defense and also has the ability to get the ball too, DK. Plays physical, and he played it, hate to even say this, he played at Alabama. It's okay to go get a safety, I feel like, more than a corner. You even gave your reasonings yesterday why you much rather take somebody else seasoned corner, DK, instead of going early in the draft.
Yeah, I don't feel like developing corners. That's my thing. I'm fine with developing other positions. With corners, you just don't know, you know? And where Branch is concerned, I'm going to share with you my one concern about him.
Okay.
And I've heard this from other people, is that he's a speaking of Alabama safeties, he's got some Minka in him, but he's not Minka.
That's fair.
Meaning he's got a Minka style of the game. He has a Minka role that he's played, and he's not Minka. So what are you going to do with him?
But this is the thing. We don't need two Minkas.
No.
Yeah, we don't need two Minkas. But my thing is this: if he's a little bit less than Minka, but is just as capable, heck, we gave up a first-round draft pick for Minka Fitzpatrick. Okay, I will take that, DK, when it comes down to playing a hard-nosed type of defense. And again, it's this to me: stopping Jamar Chase and company. Lamar just got another wide receiver. Deshaun Watson got a full year under his belt to figure out how to beat teams in the AFC North. I'd rather clean up the back end of this defense with a safety. And also, safety's positions unfairly, and I hate that I even have to say this, have got devalued so much that you need to get a solid one in the draft as opposed to paying for one in free agency.
I like this remark from John Matthews, a member. He says, this doesn't mean Dan Moore's done. This is depth. That O-line room looks crazy right now. We're not even thinking about, Nate Herbig in there too.
Exactly.
There's some people in there. There's real depth. There's not cross your finger depth at this point. But look, I'm going to repeat it from earlier. He's not done.
I wouldn't say he's done unless he goes to where we go to in camp when we see guys like this. We'll call it dead man walking. If he feels that pressure and he starts to crack, DK, then he's cooked. He's good as done. That's what I would say about him. I was in that position before numerous times. And you know what I did? Eyes front. Don't pay attention to anything. Help out who you think you need to. If he's better than you, then you can't stop it regardless. That's the same thing that they told us when Pounce came in. You guys are doing real good. You're here. But Marquise is right here right now. I could have taken it.
And he's probably going to stay there.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can take the disrespect all you want to. But guess what? If you don't do your job, then you're going to be out of a job. That's what I would tell Dan Moore right now. Again, this is going to be a battle. And I could also see a scenario in which Dan Moore starts the season off as a left tackle.
A very significant hey moan from Michael Saling, who says, actually, I got backup for this one.
Go ahead. Take your time with it. He broke the mic. You broke the mic, DK. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, DK. You broke the mic. I love it. Whatever DK had to say, I hope he gets it back, man. No, either way, we're gonna find what Brian Saling had to say here in a second. But this is just where we at when it comes down to. Are you back yet, DK? Not yet. Nope, still don't have you. I'll go ahead and run this one while you wait on the DK. We'll figure this one out. This is from Pittsburgh Fan 42. Hey, Moan is what he said. Will they move Broderick inside or to right tackle? They drafted this kid as a left tackle. Absolutely no way they find themselves in a position of moving him to a position he's uncomfortable with. If he's only done one thing all his life, keep him there. No, still not Chet, DK. It just makes no sense in the world. You didn't hit the mute button, did you? No. Okay. And here's another one too. This is from Michael Sailing. He goes, "Hey, Moan, if the Steelers trade down from 32, how far do you think they should go down and for what compensation?" This is where I am with the pick of the litter when it comes down to this team. You can pick whoever you think is either best available or who's perfect for you as a franchise. When it comes down to you stacking up and building depth on this team, again, DK brought up Michael Mayer earlier. He's still on the board. If you truly wanted him to pair up with Pat Freiermuth, then you could. I personally really enjoy Connor Hayward being an available option for him. Also includes Zach being an available option for this team offensively too. What I saw in this draft was this. I saw Buffalo, what I thought would try to find themselves taking a running back. Taking a running back or getting more defensive help. They went and got Josh Allen, another tight end offensively. I was told by somebody last night when Bill Polian was running the Colts and it came down to him surrounding Peyton Manning. He said this: "I have Peyton Manning. My job is to win as many games as I possibly can with a guy named Peyton Manning. If he needs more weapons, I'll give him more weapons. If he needs more protection, I'll give him more protection." That fostered itself into the idea that the Colts ended up winning a Super Bowl. That to me was the most phenomenal thing you can do. Best available or position of need. Pittsburgh is in a very luxurious spot right now when it comes down to what's available to them. We've never been in a situation like this before, and I absolutely love it. Nope, you're not back, DK.
Now
there you go. Yeah, there you go.
So you want to hear what happened? So like I pushed this panel here because I got all excited with what I was saying.
Yeah.
And it went into the wall. And then it just went.
Yeah. Oh, good, man. Let Omar cook. I like that.
That was the end of that.
Well, I hope I answered it anyway.
Jared,
go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that trading the 32nd pick to me, there's a lot of flexibility, but it's also the idea of there's a guy that shouldn't have fallen down, whatever that slide fall is, you can now be first pick of the litter. And truthfully, if somebody want to move up to 32, you absolutely take them for what it's worth. They're laughing at you, DK. They're laughing at you, man.
I know. I see that. just bring it. Jared Kraft says, "Hey, Moan, do we not need a shutdown cornerback? Like, what are you saying here?"
That is a beautiful question. We kind of went down on that the other day, man. This is my thing when it comes down to shut down corners. I kind of side with DK on this one. I'd rather somebody else raise them up, let them take their lumps, be more calm, not have those DPIs down the field or know how not to have those DPIs, because I believe in Pittsburgh, you are a team historically that has lived in the idea that we're going to blitz the quarterback to where your quarterback won't have time to get the ball off. We're going to have rushers up front that can make your quarterback scramble and throw the ball directly to you. That cornerback position is very fragile, right? We asked that question yesterday. I said left tackle. You said corner is a position that if you break a guy, it's hard to get them back. And I'll just drop this name out here too, Artie Burns. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, Artie was a hell of a talent at Miami, but he couldn't get it together. And what happened? He was out. And then all you guys hated him. So there we go. Give me somebody that can get after the quarterback. You can intercept anybody when they're laying on their back.
Well, Artie also just ruined the cornerback position for drafts to come, because now it's going to be just like every time they take an OLB or say that somebody's special, it's going to be, oh, yeah, you said that about Jarvis or you said that about Artie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see who else we have here. There's, oh, man, we have 1,000 people in here.
Yeah, I saw it. I've been peeping at DK. Appreciate y'all, man.
Did you see that? That is
1750 in and out.
17 what?
1750 in and out.
1750 total in and out. So we're almost at 2,000 total people who've been in here. I mean, that's like filling an arena, Moan. That's how big. That's how popular you are.
Oh,
they
man,
love
we're
you.
making it happen, man. I got one for you too, real quick, before you go back to the one you've been trying to, DK.
Yeah.
Peter says this. Peter the Gunsmith says, "How has signing other cornerbacks worked out so far for us?" Fair question.
Well, I mean, you want me to end the conversation with 2 words?
Go ahead.
Joe Hayden. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
I mean, that's, there's a way that you do this where if you say, all right, okay, Joe Hayden was not at the absolute peak of his career, but the Browns massively screwed up.
Yeah.
Okay. By not hanging on to him. Right.
Yeah.
We can agree on that. Now, Pat Peterson comes a lot later in his career, and maybe he's going to have some kind of adjusted role or some kind of support, situation that's put into place. Maybe if they do end up taking, Peasy's kid, then he'll be the guy who's the mentor for him or whatever. But I'd rather just go and find, look, no one's getting super excited about Levi Wallace,
right?
Who, by the way,
that's fair.
If you're playing football today,
yeah,
he's a starting corner on your team.
Let me say this too: for the effects of not getting a high cornerback, hear me out on stats. Men lie, right, DK?
Yeah.
Women lie, numbers don't. That's kind of how it goes. That's the old saying, right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I just want to throw this out there. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense, right? 10th overall in points against them. Pretty solid in 2022. 21 was a bad year. They were 20th. 2020, 3rd. 2019, 5th. 2018, 16th. 2017, 7th. 2016, 10th. You hover real good around bending but not breaking when it comes to this team.
Yeah. And I would just rather see the Steelers be patient and go ahead and get corners when they get a little bit older. But that's just me. We're going to know in 2 hours.
There we go.
Quante Falls says, "Hey, Moan, the Steelers have 2 picks tonight. What do you think about Khalil Ringo and, oh boy,
Adetomiwa Adebawari?
What he said.
Adebawari.
Defensive end from Northwestern.
Yeah, from Northwestern. I like them both, don't love either. Keeler Ringo, I saw. Keeler Ringo's hips and me are super tight. Him getting out of his breaks has been an issue for him for the most part, man, when it comes down to it. And ironically, he's somewhat a Pittsburgh cornerback with the way he plays, though, too. So you have that. The DN from Northwestern, I'd rather pass on him, just being completely honest with you. I think he's solid, but I think there's better options out there. I honestly like the linebacker, if we're talking about that position, from Clemson, who's still on the board right now. I'll give you his name in 1 second. Trenton Simpson.
Yeah.
If we're talking about filling in spots, Trenton Simpson as a second-round middle linebacker, off-the-ball linebacker that can rush on the edge and is good in coverage, I'm telling you, keep your eyes out for a guy named Trenton Simpson.
We have from Don, he asks Brian Branch at 32, DJ Turner at 49, and then trade up for Psyche Ila Dexter.
Isla Dexter or Keanu Benson.
We're getting real complicated here, Don. I think they're going to hang on to the pick. I think they're going to take Peasy's kid or an edge rusher. And I don't know that there's an edge rusher there that I want.
Oh, wow. Peasy's kid. That's going to be fascinating, DK.
It really is on so many levels.
For a lot of different reasons, man. Again, if you do take Joey Porter Jr., good. It's good optics, man. But this, the only thing I warn you guys of is what I'll say. This same love and want that you have for him, if he has a bad game, let's try to govern how you feel about that, okay? Yeah, because it can get real toxic. I know we're public servants when it comes down to it, but you got to be able to govern your hate for the same guy that you love a little bit. A guy on the edge that I like, though, is B.J. Ojulari from LSU. I just want to throw that one out there for free while we're at it, DK.
Bob Sacamano says, how did Jalen Carter slide to 9? Seriously. I think we know that answer, Bob.
A little off-the-field issues would do that for you. Plus, Detroit traded back. That was a team he was supposed to go to. And you look at the other positions and you just kind of say to yourself, there were other needs that really offset everybody else's draft boards, in my opinion. There's a lot of movement up and down and in and out of that draft. The Eagles got a really good player in Jalen Carter. They legitimately did. And the other team that could have taken them, Seattle, ended up taking a corner, real good corner.
Yeah, I guess the thing that jumps out to me right now is that I just want to see this defense take a step forward here. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I have a personal favorite out of this group. I want to see the defense take a step forward here. Preston says, I love Joey Porter Jr., but to be brutally honest, if he's not Peasy's kid, are we this excited about him as a prospect? This is what you were talking about, Moan, with it's hard to have a firm gauge on this. It just is.
Exactly. Preston, and I think that's what I'm really getting at. We want the nostalgia of Joey Porter, okay? Two totally different types. My oldest is Ramon Foster Jr. He's not like me in a lot of different ways, okay? So if it's very interesting. If it works out, beautiful. If it doesn't, man, remember you guys asked for this. If he does happen to come to Pittsburgh, let's say this. What if he ends up going to Cincinnati?
Yeah, that's the other part of this that ends up hurting, because then what happens is that nobody remembers that on draft day they weren't in favor of getting him. They just remember, we could have had Porter's kid and we let him go, and look, now he's killing us with the Bengals. You mean, you know what I'm saying? It works both directions.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's not what you're getting when it comes down to Joey Porter Jr. You know what? I almost hope we do get him at this point, though, DK, just to feed the beast a little bit. He'll have the highest off-field endorsements, I think, anybody in a long while.
Robert Parkinson says, hey, Moan, looking handsome in Tennessee, big orange.
There we go. I got to wrap it.
You know, on that note, though, you tell me, were you surprised at Darnell Wright going so early? I don't think any of us were looking at that. Really?
I thought it would go top 15. I didn't know he was going to go 10.
Okay.
The rumblings grew around him, man. And the more and more I've talked to people that was inside of the building, the more I understood. He moved over from right tackle because there was a transfer guy in the portal from Florida that had only played left tackle his entire career. And he went to the offensive coordinator. He went to the head coach and his position coach and said, Coach, I've played right side. I'm flexible enough. Move me over to the right side so we can be a good team. He moved from being a left tackle to a right tackle to make his offense better. That's the 100% truth behind him. He may end up starting at left tackle in Chicago. He ran pretty much a 5 flat, size, a 5-star out of high school. He checks all of the boxes, DK.
You know,
I wasn't shocked.
No, I know you wouldn't be shocked because you know him and you've seen him more than most. But again, that's just not – I mean, we were talking about him as being available to the Steelers for a reason.
Yeah,
nobody ever talked about a move up to go get Darnell Wright. And isn't it interesting, though, that big run on offensive tackles and the Steelers sniffing that the Jets, they're on Broderick Jones. The Jets are going to get him. The Jets are going to get him.
Because Mekhi Becton's not working out for him right now. They need one.
And they didn't let him. Brett Caruso is back in with another $5 in addition to his earlier 60. We appreciate the support from everybody, just so that you guys know that this show has really become something here. Brett also asks, he meant to attach this to.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question, my brother.
To that here. He says, I
see it. If we trade back out of 32, how far do you guys feel comfortable to still get our guy? You're getting more picks at that point.
Yeah, that's the way to look at this. Moan, you know, the thing that's interesting about this whole scenario, I don't know how many people realize this, but after the Steelers make their pick at 70, there's this massive gap.
Yeah.
They're going to sit there and do nothing for the better part of 2 days. And you will hear even the Steelers' own people say that there's a lot of talent in there, and they're just going to watch it all go elsewhere.
It is.
So you might see something to that effect.
And this is the only thing, too. Well, I'll say this about this draft. This has been my preview to the draft is this. This draft, I don't think, is full of superstar guys. I said this yesterday. Sauce Gardner's not there. Burrow's not there. Jamar Chase, wide receivers didn't go to 20. Not there. You have a bunch of core, solid guys that's going to help push your team over some wins and losses because they're just solid. You ain't got to be a superstar in this league to have a long amount of years in this league, right, DA?
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be a solid, and that's what you're getting out of this group this year. That's my personal opinion. You let me know. Yeah, excuse me. Y'all let me know the guy who you think is a bona fide superstar in this league. Even Jalen Carter, to me, plays a position that he's just going to make plays. But is he Aaron Donald type? Probably not.
No, he's not. This might be my favorite one for the day. Toddy says, "Hey, Moan, what the hell were the Lions thinking?"
Listen to me, man. The Lions made 2 reaches last night that I thought was just
unbelievable.
Anytime that you're able to get, like, God, I don't want to say they got fleeced, right? Anytime that you're in a position to where you can just not pick a guy, they chose to, okay? They ended up getting Jack Campbell. I'm thinking to myself, like, nobody and their mom was asking you to draft Jack Campbell, and then they go get Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm thinking to myself, like, he would have still been there.
He'd have been there in the 3rd round. I don't want to get weird on you here, but you never know with running backs. If you want a running back, you can sit and wait.
But I'll say this. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I do. Jack Campbell, they were better off getting Nolan Smith. I saw somebody ask that question earlier. Why did Nolan Smith fall? Well, it's because the Lions didn't pick him. Yeah. That's the reason he fell. And Nolan Smith also had, I think, a pec, and I think he had an elbow issue too. He's a little unsized, but he ran a 4.3. That coming off the edge is going to be dangerous for some teams if he figures out his leverage, and he has a tendency of trying to run through people. He's a small guy to be running through people. That's a hard day at the office, okay? Peep James Harrison. He bull rush you and get around you, okay? Small guys don't make it in this league. Look at the way, and TJ ain't even a small dude, but TJ ain't running through people like that. He's running around you and manipulating your feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Good one here from M. Jones. He says, "Hey, Moan, trade Dan Moore for a 6th?" Let's put it this way: you're not trading him for a 6th, but would you consider trading Dan Moore? I
almost feel like everybody's a candidate right now if you're not a starter on that O-line or a starter quality. Dan Moore to me is he's one of Kev's guys. Omar was there when they picked him, but I still kind of say to myself, this tenure of OL looks to be athletic, maulers, guys that are sure about themselves, and guys that they're very comfortable with putting in space. This is a young goon group is the way I look at them right now. It's going to be a lot of head swinging with this group coming out of Latrobe this summer.
Couple more today. Alex Flores says, "Hey, Moan, why take Porter? He's not his dad. They grow up differently, and that matters. Come on."
It does a little bit. It does. The hunger is a little bit different at a spot like that, man. And that ain't his fault. Joey created that life for his kids so he wouldn't have to go through what he went through, right? But that edge that Joey has, unless you're faking it to be somebody you're not, it would bother me if I saw him doing stuff that his dad did. And that's the thing, too. Joey Porter Sr. wouldn't let his kid do the stuff that he did. You don't raise your kids to be worse than you. You tell them, look, this is how we act. This is what we do. This is how we operate.
I love it. Parenting advice 101 right there.
Yeah, buddy. I got another one that answers this question too, DK. I kind of want to put it on the board, and I'll take it off real quick. From Mr. Wires. Is Tomlin in a weird spot with JP Jr. personally? No. You want to know why? He has no problem with telling anybody, man, look, football is our game. Business is our winning. And that means this. He's fired Joey Porter.
He did fire Joey Porter.
He didn't renew his contract, whatever you want to say.
Well, even if he got pushed from above, even if that was the case, and it obviously can't ever be ruled out in any corporate structure, he will find a way to overcome the personal thing. But I also hope, boy, let me just say this too, because we keep talking about all this and nepotism and everything else. Here's the deal. If Joey Porter Jr. is the Steelers selection in a couple hours, if they take him, don't put it on the kid. Okay? He's been Joey Porter's son all grown up
Yeah.
right here in Pittsburgh, up there at North Allegheny High School. And he goes to Penn State. He's still Joey Porter's kid, with probably half of the student base up there at Penn State being Steelers fans. Okay. And now he comes to the Steelers and he's Joey Porter's kid. Let him play football. If he's, I find that to be fair. I don't see a whole ton of, his old man in him in the rancorous sense. I don't see him walking into the Bengals huddle.
Okay. No, fighting outside of buses,
fighting the entire Ravens team outside of their bus.
It's this comment right here that kind of sums it up. You ready for it, DK?
Mm-hmm.
It's from Mike and them. Come on, y'all. Michael Jordan kids must have won MVPs, right?
Oh, I mean, you can do that until you're blue in the face here. Mario Lemieux's son, Roberto Clemente's kids. We're not always, our old, we're not always our parents. My kids aren't like me at all.
Mine ain't like me. They got some characteristics, but they're not like me much at all when it comes down to this one. I did like this one from Greg Iskett.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking about second rounders, man.
What did he say?
He was like, I like Dejan Henley at 49. He might be a stretch due to his size. He's a little bigger, but it could be a way better version of what we wanted in Devin Bush to be. DK, you will love him as an interview. Lots of personality. He does. I met him at the Senior Bowl. Really solid kid. A thumper. Washington State guy. I think he came from San Diego State, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Good talent. He's a thumper. The question I have is, in today's NFL, what is his coverage like? I have to see more of that, but Dejan Henley is a really good prospect when you really break down this tape a little bit. He'll probably be taken today, if not third round at the latest.
All right, Moan, here we go again, as they say. We got 500 likes today. Yeah. More than 2,000 different people. We're in this video session at one point or another. As we promised, we will have a special Saturday.
Yeah, we will.
Edition that'll summarize, encapsulate, whatever else, analyze, scrutinize.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
The whole draft.
If we didn't get to y'all comments, man, it was a lot today.
It's
hopefully we gave you the intel you were looking for. And it's exciting. No more lies, y'all. We're in real draft season. I absolutely hate it. In my day job, I hate every mock, every expert, every projection, every lie. This one from Moses Miller that says, I heard even the Georgia coaches didn't like Jalen Carter. Stop. I hate the lies, okay?
Let it go.
We're not doing that one, and we'll not do that on this show too. We're gonna speak about what we know and what we actually saw.
And all of these people are so young.
Yeah,
remember that too when they're getting drafted. And if that doesn't mean anything to you as I say it out loud, just think about it this way: think about Ben Roethlisberger when he was really young in Pittsburgh, and watch what you saw of him grow up into the person that he's become.
Yeah, absolutely. DK, tomorrow at 3 Central, 4 Eastern is the plan?
That is correct. Yeah, that is correct. That's when we're gonna bring it for a great big draft overview. We'll talk about Peasy's kid being picked.
Where at? Yeah. See, I still see him coming in. JPJ is the easiest pick ever, man. Highest selling jersey in Pittsburgh, if that's the case.
Yeah, right, exactly. Good stuff from everybody. Thanks so much to everybody again for being here, and we will do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back, man. Happy drafting, everybody. Enjoy your Friday. Be safe. It is the weekend, and as I always usually say going into the weekend, even though we'll be here tomorrow, shake somebody's hand, hug somebody, have a random conversation. We got to be better at loving each other, man. Let's be cool. Happy drafting, DK.
What is that?
One of the very few game balls we've ever gotten. Coach Tomlin does not. I figured I'd show mine off. This is
the whole line got it?
Yeah, the whole line. 2013, Heinz Field, October 20th, Pittsburgh 19, Baltimore 16. I think that may have been the winner division, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Home game.
Yeah.
Wow. There were no small W's over the.
Yeah. I think I only got 2 of these. Coach T don't hand them out often, man. So y'all get to see one of mine.
Very, very nice. Let's do it again tomorrow, everybody.
I'll be here.
Bye.
See you.